As you probably already knew, Citron drew up a little bit of drama when they decided that it would be a good idea to take on retail investors and Robinhood traders and talk about how Palantir's pretty much just a casino stock at this point. Um, One of the things that I went into researching this was, I've seen lots of stuff on Reddit on how there's lots of institutional holdings and Citron's going up against them. And as I researched a little bit more, I was a little surprised by the institutional holdings, but not disappointed. There was a few things that I'll get to at the end of the video that I think will kind of calm everybody down a little bit. Citron's gotten a lot of heat in the past for their record, so to speak. So I saw a good post, this one here, defending the casino, going over some of Citron's less palatable plays, let's say. Most notable ones being Tesla. They were very big anti-Tesla people, quite early on, and they've proceeded to just go absolutely bonkers since then. Other notable big boo-boos being Shopify, going against e-commerce when e-commerce has just been growing more and more, and because the coronavirus has gotten insanely big, just a huge blunder. Another good Wall Street Bets meme stock, Nvidia, but they had their own Nvidia, so you don't need to worry about that. BlackBerry was their Nvidia. Unfortunately, their Nvidia is not doing so good, trading about $8 Canadian, so that's not even real money. Something notable, Peloton, they'll show up a little bit later in the video, and I think there is something interesting to note about them. Their target was $5, price then was 20, and now we're over 100. So if he calls it a casino, it'll probably do really well. One thing that we do have to be disappointed about is the fact that he didn't call it a fraud, because if it was a fraud, we would probably see much better returns. So yeah, we're in the casino and hopefully doing well. One of the interesting things that I noted, someone kind of playing defense for Citron, was noting these three stocks here. The one that jumped out at me the most was Nikola, because that was one that I thought was notable because it was something that Citron was going against, but also Wall Street Bets was starting to kind of rotate out of Nikola and starting to go against it. I'll pull that up now. So that was Nikola on June 9th, talking about how they're highly overvalued, and that was during the whole Badger, I don't know if I want to call it drama, but that was when the news came out on the Badger and the stock price absolutely went nuts. I looked at some subreddit analytics, and this is the giant spike when the Badger was announced, and that was peak Nikola craze. You can see that by the stock price here, and since then it went down. I was looking at the archive.org, and you can see the people were starting to upvote anti-Nikola posts, and here's the daily discussion. People just talking about how Nikola doesn't really have much backbone. I know this is very entry-level surface stuff, but I think it shows that Wall Street Bets is not just in it to spit in the face of the short sellers. There are times when things are flipping around, that Wall Street Bets is gonna hop off the boat when it seems like it's turning around. And more stuff for the Nikola subreddit. You can see it went absolutely crazy around the time period of the Badger. But back to Palantir, and when I was talking about institutional holdings earlier, there was, I know one of the big things was talking about the Canadian pension plan investing into it, and I thought that was notable because the Canadian pension plan also got in on Skype fairly early, if I recall correctly, and they were the ones that ended up selling it, and then Microsoft got their hands on it and turned it into business messaging software, and now everybody uses Discord. So when the CPP invests in it, to me that's a good sign. If Microsoft starts buying into it, that's when you're gonna want to sell your shares because you're gonna tank it. And when I was talking about Peloton, their institutional ownership is over 70%. That I found pretty weird because I thought that was kind of one of those Wall Street Bets meme stocks, but apparently the big investment companies do love stationary bikes. I don't know what to say about that. I'm sorry. But we have more CPP stuff here. Talking about the institutional ownership, a little bit more fun graph. Soros Management Fund. Be on the right side of history on that one, I guess, folks. But yeah, no, going through all of the posts, it's pretty clear to me that there's still a lot of momentum when it comes to Palantir, and I don't see it going anywhere.